Good morning.
Good morning. My question is, do you remember the first time someone asked you for a photo or autograph or recognized you on the street?
Fun. So, I don't know if this was the first time, but I remember going to, has anybody here been to Los Angeles before? Been to the Universal City Walk? Yeah, okay. So there's a place called the Universal City Walk next to Universal Studios in Los Angeles. And I don't know if this was the first time necessarily, but this was the first time I remember. I was on, it was during Gilmore Girls days. I want to say it was like maybe season 1 of Gilmore Girls. And my buddy Ryan Merriman and I, who I shot a film with in Australia called Ring of Endless Light. I don't know what it was called. It was a Disney Channel movie. And he was living with me in LA. So it must have been season 2 of Gilmore Girls. And we went to Universal City Walk. And this girl came up and she was like, hey, she had a backpack on. Like, hey, can I take a picture? I'm a fan. And I was like, cool, of course. And so we take a picture and speculate. This is long before selfies and iPhones. This is 2001. And then she's like, you want to get an autograph? And I was like, sweet, of course. And she opened her backpack and had a picture of me, like not just me. It was like a teen Bop magazine or something, like a teenager magazine. I guess I was a teenager, so. And I remember going like, this is so strange. Like how weird that she had it. And she had a few pictures of a few people, and maybe she hung out there hoping to meet somebody. I hope I wasn't the first celebrity she met, because that'd be very disappointing. But that's the first time I remember. A photo shoot or something? And so I wanted to go see, because when Eric Kripke, at the end of season 5, Eric Kripke left, and Sarah Gamble took over. And I think this was the first time, literally in, I guess, 5 seasons and counting, that I had gone to the writer's room. And I could speak to the neighbor. And so I was just sort of like the actor, like, keep your head down, do your work, show up on time, hit your marks, know your lines. And so I went to the writer's room in the summer, probably May or June of whatever it would have been, 2010. And met with Sarah Gamble and just wanted to say like, hey, just show my face. You know, I know she'd been writing for the show for a while. She's wildly talented. I'd always loved the way she wrote Sam. She's incredibly talented anyways, as you all know from anybody who watches The Magicians, which is awesome, an awesome show. Maybe I'll be on it in 2 years. Yeah, so I sat down to meet. And I was like, hey, you know, nice to see you, congratulations on running the show, I guess. I don't know if that's like a congratulations or I'm sorry. And then, do you know, like, do you have any plans? And she looked at me and was like, yeah, so next year Sam comes back. Because, you know, I kind of died at the end of season 5, you know? So I was like, how are you gonna do this? And she said, you know, you're going to be back, obviously, but you're going to be soulless. And I was like, ooh. You know, it was like, yeah, you speak Greek now. You know, I was sort of going, I don't know what in the world to do. And so I was incredibly scared, I guess would be the most easily translatable word. I was nervous. I didn't know. I was like, how do you play somebody who's soulless? Like, what do you do? Like, how do you, usually as an actor, you try and pull from your past experiences. I guess that's what I try and do. So I was like, I don't know how to play somebody who's soulless. So I went home, and when I would jog or work out or do whatever, I would think about, like, okay, what would somebody who didn't have a soul, what do I think of a soul? What do I think it entails? What do I think of bodies? What would somebody without that do? I don't want to just be like weirdo, you know, Christian Bale and American Psycho. So I wasn't psychotic, I was soulless. So it was certainly nerve-wracking. But in hindsight, it was one of my favorite iterations of Sam to play ever, possibly ever. So I was happy to play, like, what other TV show gets to do that? So I was very excited. I hope you enjoy it.
In season 14, the brothers spent many episodes being apart. So can we hope that this will change in the final season?
Well, I really enjoy not being around Jensen. I'm teasing. Okay, come on. I kid. Yeah, I feel like season 15 I hope there's a lot of. I don't think there'd be any way to properly wrap up Supernatural. You know, I don't know the best to finish it. You know, but I love the idea of it coming full circle to where it almost ends the way it started. I don't know. You know, I'm saying ends because I think nothing in Supernatural ever really ends. But I hope there's a lot of the brothers. I hope they're trying to make the world a better place, and I hope they whatever happens at the end, I hope it's together, I suppose.
Was there ever a point in the unfolding of the show where you ever considered not continuing in the role of Sam?
Yes. It didn't have anything to do with Sam or Supernatural. It had more to do with me kind of dealing with stuff I wasn't aware I needed to deal with, you know, just sort of mental health issues and whatnot. And I was pretty stressed out. I know when the show, so there's a funny, before the show started, I had been on Gilmore Girls for 5 years, and I was living in Los Angeles and going back home to San Antonio, Texas when I had time off, back and forth. And I bought a house. This would have been 2004-ish. And I was like, okay, I'm tired of traveling. I want to be home. I have 2 dogs. I have a girlfriend. Like, I want to have magazine subscriptions, as weird as it sounded. Answer my own mail. I was tired of living kind of out of a suitcase. And so when Supernatural came up, I was like, this is amazing. Like, this is filming here, 3 miles from my house. It's an awesome show. I love the characters. I know the director. I love the producers and if I could be a part of the show, it's amazing. And so then when I got hired and we shot the pilot in Los Angeles, I was super, super, super excited. I was like, oh my God, I hope the show goes forever. It's near my house, I have my dogs, I don't have to live in a hotel. And then we filmed the pilot, we got picked up, we did the upfronts, so we just came from the upfronts in New York 2 days ago, or 3 days ago, whatever, Thursday, US time. And so I was like, this is amazing. Like, this is, I can have my cake and eat it too. This is a perfect situation. And so we get picked up, and they're like, congratulations, guys. See you in Vancouver. Not a word of a lie. That's how we found out. And we were like, what's Vancouver? Is that a bar? Like, I knew what Vancouver was. I didn't know exactly where it was. I've been in Toronto, you know. We Americans are not known for our geography skills. And so I was like, I'm not really sure what that is. Is that south of LA? But it kind of threw me for a bit of a loop in my head. So I was like, I don't know how to, like, I don't know if my passport is up to date. What's Vancouver? Like, what do? I don't know anybody there. It's Canada, but it's still a foreign country where you have to have your passport. If somebody wants to visit you, they have to go get their passport and go through customs and immigration and security. And so no one wants to come visit because it's expensive. Like, I was going to be alone again. You know? I knew Jensen, I knew that we were friends, but I didn't know that we'd be such good friends yet. And so I felt kind of a little bit alone. So that was a strange situation, I suppose. But it worked out for the best. Because now, in hindsight, 15 years, almost 14 years later, I get to focus on my friends, my crew guys and gals, my buddy Sam, and then live life when they call cut. So, happy going. I am super interested. I've actually never seen any of the Avengers movies. Take it easy. I'm very interested. I just haven't had the time there. I'd love to, but if I'm going to sit down, it's not super realistic for me to cut out a couple hours of my life, you know what I mean? Without my kids, my wife, my friend, my puppy. And if I'm traveling, I don't want to watch Avengers on an iPad, you know? Like, I want to watch it on a big TV if I can't see the movie. So I haven't seen any of them yet. I know a few of the guys. Chris Evans has been a buddy for a long time. So...
Are we going to need a picture proof of that?
Yeah.
proof of when he and I tested for a movie together called The Perfect Score 17 years ago or something.
Yeah, please tweet that one.
All right, I gotta find it. We sat there, this must have been what, 2002, 2001, 2002? And he and I, back in the early days in LA, used to audition together a lot, and we were both young white guys, I suppose. So we see each other all the time. Yeah, and then I remember when I had my broken hand going over to his apartment and we were shooting Fantastic Four in Vancouver. Anyways, yeah, a long time. So I great guy. And obviously I know Momoa pretty well. Is he in Avengers as well? No. He's not. He's which? He's DC. He's DC. So good on him. I gotta get with the times. He's what? I know who he is. I didn't know what he is. I guess my brain is on to it. Yeah, I will say, I can't wait to see it. It's amazing. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Is it awesome?
90%.
How's that for standards?
Now you're under pressure for season 15 to be good.
Oh wait, you want season 15 to be as good as Avengers Endgame?
Yeah.
They have like $1 billion to make a 2-hour movie. 20 hours of, all right, it'll be better. I always loved the Polar Express. The movie, the book, there used to be a movie. For some reason, that always gave me. I loved Christmas-style tales. I don't know what that says about me, but I would love books like The Polar Express. I read a lot as a kid. I was kind of a bit of a strange little loner that would sit in my room and read things. I don't know why Polar Express came to my head, but I guess that's what I would go with.
Hi. In the scene where Nick hits Sam in the head with a rock, and Sam manages to escape to the car, did he seek safety in the car because he knew he was badly injured, or because he was afraid of Nick, or because he was also lucifying him?
All of the above. I'm Rashid Jensen. I think that was the only safe place, and I'm not sure, I know, so, side note, so our director, John Showalter, who did that episode, is going to come on for a bigger part, season 15, which is really cool. Maybe I don't know if that's public. Maybe I should have said that. So he's awesome. He's been a champion of our show and champion for our show for years and years and years. And done some of my favorite episodes and just an all-around badass guy. So he shot that scene, and it was written in such a way where it was trying to kind of blur the line between what is Nick and what is Lucifer versus what is Sam or what is Nick and what is the Lucifer side of Nick versus who is Sam and who is the part of Sam that still feels some connection to Lucifer, even though he's no longer Lucifer. And so the car became almost a symbol of safety and almost a Winchester symbol. Like even though Dean wasn't there, it was almost Dean protecting Sam. Like it was written in a really cool way. It gave me chills to read it, where like the safety of baby, you know, it gave kudos and gratitude to, you know, the third lead of the show, who's been in more episodes than anybody other than Jensen. So yeah. It's really cool story. You know, they say even though they never had a home, they were never really alone or without a home. I know we always had each other, like Dean and Sam always had each other, but they've also essentially always had the car as a place for safety. So that was kind of what was going on.
I was wondering if you have a special song that reminds you of Sam, or that reminds you of the relationship of the brothers together.
There are a few. I don't know if I have a special song that reminds me of Sam or the brothers, but there are definitely a few songs that every time I hear them, I think of Supernatural. One is obviously Carry On My Wayward Son. Another one is Back in Black. Yeah, there are a few songs that definitely when they come on the radio, if I'm in a restaurant or something and they're playing in the background, I'm like, nah. Funny enough, Eye of the Tiger. Eye of the Tiger will forever make me think of Supernatural. 40 years from now, if it's playing in my hospital room, 40, 50, 80, whatever. If medicine hasn't figured out how to make us immortal yet. Yeah, you?
Yeah, I have like, for the brothers, I guess there are some songs like with the title Brother. I guess one is from Coda Line. And it's like the lyrics is I got you brother, if I'm dying on my knees, and you know, like the relationship basically. I think it could have been written for the brothers.
Yeah.
And for Sam, like in the early seasons, I think I don't know, Billy Talent.
Yeah, sure.
Devil on My Shoulder. It's like some kind of twisted. I got the devil on my shoulder over and over. It's like.
We're doomed. Yeah, and nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So we say Codaline. So.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool songs. I'll have to tune back in. Yeah, thank you very much.
So, you play basically 3 parts of sound.
In season 6 finale was the one where there's we call them Hell Sam, I suppose, in Bobby's house, and
Soul
Sam in the forest. Those are really difficult. Those are really difficult scenes to film. I don't enjoy acting to a wall or to a piece of tape, and it sounds like a joke, but when you're doing that, you're usually acting to a piece of tape. So I'm pretending to be acting. Like Sam talking to somebody, but one of my favorite things about filming with people like Jensen and God, the list goes, Misha and Felicia and the whole gang too, Richard and Rob, is you as an actor, you have to know your lines. Like that's the basics. Like if you're playing basketball, you have to know how to dribble and shoot. And then when you get on the court with somebody else, they bring out different aspects and facets of your game. And so it's kind of difficult to shoot both characters in a scene because you're not talking with somebody. And to me, that's not interesting to do. Like, I don't want to sit there and do a monologue with nobody to bring something else out of me and vice versa. So that was a really, really difficult episode. That and the parts, I guess it was the Swan Song, or maybe the episode before that, where I'd be like Lucifer and Sam in the mirror. Yeah. It's hard. You're sitting there going like, I have to memorize the entire scene and pretend to be a couple of people. Those are tough to shoot. Those are difficult. I love doing stuff like with Gabriel, where, go from Sam to Gabriel back, like that's fun, but I'm still acting with somebody, whether it was Curtis Armstrong or Jensen Ackles or whomever. I really enjoy that kind of stuff, but when there's nobody to look back to you, it feels strange, because you're literally looking at 2 pieces of tape next to the camera and pretending to have a conversation, and then somebody else is reading the other dialogue, so you don't have to say both. It's a difficult, those are the most difficult scenes to shoot, I think. I love stunt scenes and emotional scenes, and I guess even fun, comical scenes, even though that's not necessarily the number one in my wheelhouse.
I'm also the
I could do this all day. Forgot how fun squirt guns were. I think the last time I used one of these, there was vodka in it. So much fun. How long is this panel? Can we extend it by like a half an hour? And just play that song on repeat? This is what nightmares are made of. Rob was telling me a story, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it. He's probably going to be mad at me, but he gets a little nervous before shows. I don't know why. The guy's done it a million times, but it's kind of cute. And he went back to the green room, and he found an unopened bottle of wine. And without thinking, he just opened it. And to the big swig, realized that it was one of Thiniask's bottles of wine. I can't wait to tell her. The little things. Yeah, and then I'm going to shoot him in the face with a squirt gun. So it's like a double whammy. Yes. But it's, there is a lot of people that put a lot of time and effort into making those stunt scenes, those fight scenes look as real as they do. And people get hurt, people get banged up. You know, I've caught a few, in fact, just this past season, I forgot to duck. And I was working with a stunt guy. And most of the stunt guys in Vancouver that work on the show know that Jared and I are pretty good about doing stunts. So they go pretty hard with us. Unfortunately that day he was going pretty hard. And I caught a fist right to my temple. And didn't stop. It was like I hit him and then he threw a punch and I was supposed to go like this, and I didn't do this. I actually went like this. So I helped him hit me. I was like, I almost leaned into it too. I was like, wham! But I just kept going. I could see he was like, ooh. And I think we took like there was a quick breath, like he hit me, and he was like, ooh, and I'm like, it's fine, keep going. And then we finished the fight scene, and they yelled cut, and the stunt coordinator like came running on Rob. He's like, you got hit, didn't you? You got hit, I saw it. And I'm like, ah. I'm fine. Am I bleeding? But that happens. It happens more than people think, and it certainly happens to the stunt guys, because sometimes they'll do the close stuff with us, and then when they drop back for a wide shot, they'll let those guys go hard, and they do. And it's sometimes I watch it and I'm like, oh gosh, and I'll run on set and I'll be like, dude, are you okay? Yeah, fine. So yeah, they don't get the credit they deserve. Those guys take a lot of hard hits for y'all's enjoyment. So.
In 1412 Profits and Loss, we see Baby putting a trailer with a Malak box on it. We have never seen it before, and so I want to know if Baby already had a trailer hitch on, or if it was specially built, and if the handling of the car was differently.
It was built for, the tow hitch was built and installed for that particular episode. And yeah, luckily I've driven trailers before. I don't know why, but I have. I felt pretty comfortable doing it. There's several people on the crew who are careful people. They get paid to be careful. Our stunt coordinator is paid to be a kind of a safety person to make sure that everybody's safe. If I'm firing a gun, they make sure that there is a barrier between the gun and the crew. Even though there's no projectile coming out of the gun, there's still a blast. There's still a concussion. And there's also wadding. There's like bits of stuff that can fly out and it could hurt somebody. So there are people on set that are there to make sure that it's a safe set. And those are the same people that say when I'm driving the Impala, no matter what, they can go get a sandwich. They'll walk off set, they're like, oh, Jensen's driving? Oh, we're good. And then apparently, if Jared's driving, more people come on set to protect people from his erroneous driving behavior. I think I said this before. There was I forget the name of the episode. What was the episode where I got like Dean had the love potion and the two girls?
Yeah.
What was it? Yeah, I don't know either. And Sam comes driving up, and then we get into the fight, the wrestling match in front of the Impala.
Right.
You remember this?
Yep.
They wouldn't let Jared just pull up into the parking lot. That's how bad it is. They had his stunt double dress up like him, who Mike Carpenter doesn't have long hair. He got a wig on, he got makeup, he put the full wardrobe on just to drive the car up to the curb. And then they yelled, pause! Mike jumps out, Jared runs in, shuts the door, and then pretends to get out of the car as though he was doing I was just clapping for it. It's ridiculous. The guy can't drive a car. He's almost 40. Whatever. But yes, that tow hitch was put on for that particular episode, and it was taken off shortly after.
So I was wondering whether you missed like the crazy motel rooms of the earlier seasons, and if you have a favorite.
Yeah, I do. It's our department, our production design team really had a lot of fun with those motel rooms. Jerry Wanick, I think, outdid himself on a lot of them. One of my favorites was the black and white one. I don't know if you guys remember that.
The disco one?
Yes.
Yeah. I love that.
I love that one. That was. I looked around. I was like, what can I steal? And then I also like the Western one. The saloon doors. It's so great. Like, who thinks of this? Jerry does, and he's fantastic at it. Yeah, hopefully we can get more of those motel rooms because I think they're just a nice touch of creativity on our set. Yeah. Jared apparently thinks he's going to take the Men of Letters home with him when the show's over. He's like, yeah, I think you should take the whole set. You take the car, I'll take Men of Letters. I'm like, what are you doing with the set? I don't know, figure something out. Good luck with that. Let me know when it's done. I'll come over and we'll have a beer. So, I don't know. He's not going to get it. Thank you. Hi. What's up? I'm just going to get some, what is this? Frobisher's apple juice. Yeah.
So I'm Sarah. So I was just wondering, with how much you work and how much you travel, the lack of sleep and yet lying and being away from your family, how do you keep yourself sane and functioning?
This apple juice is turned. That's a good question. I mean, I was just on a completely different time schedule 3 days ago. So now when I'm waking up, my family's going to bed. And as I was actually talking to, I had dinner with Grant McTavish on Friday night. I don't know if you guys got to meet him this past week. Great guy. Super cool guy. It was good to chat with him. He just apparently just read a book called Why We Sleep or something like that. And it's this doctor who talks about the importance of sleep essentially and the circadian rhythm. And I started thinking, I'm like, I don't think I've had circadian rhythm since I was maybe in my 20s. And it's because I'm constantly changing time zones and I'm constantly traveling, and I sleep when I can, and I somehow tricked. Here's my trick. This is what I do. If you guys are traveling here or traveling somewhere, this is my trick. As soon as I get on a plane, if I'm getting on a plane and going back to New York, I will immediately change my watch to the time that I'm landing at. And then I will plan my flight according to what time it is on my watch, where I'm going, which could be difficult, but as soon as I get my headspace in that time zone, all of a sudden my body kind of follows. And so that's kind of what happens throughout the season when I go back and forth, or when we shoot on a Monday. We start at about 8 a.m. and we finish about 9 to 10 p.m. Then on Tuesday, we started about 9 or 10 a.m. and finished around 11 or 12. And then on Wednesday, we're starting at about 11 or 12. And then by Friday, we're starting at about 3 in the afternoon and filming till about 4 in the morning. So you don't get to go to sleep at the same time every day. And then a lot of times, we film till 4 in the morning and then sleep for 2 hours and get on a plane and fly home. And it's just one of those things that we've been doing it for so long that it's just normal. And Jared can sleep standing up. I need to be sitting down at least. But he and I, we had this thing, and it happens on set. We'll be, a lot of times at lunch, he and I will just look at each other and be like, sleep contest. And we do it on planes. We're boarding a plane, they'll look at me and be like, sleep contest? I'm like, yeah, challenge accepted. And it's basically just who can go to sleep the fastest. Because we need sleep. It's our normal. And a lot of people are like, I can't, how do you deal with the travel? How does your wife deal with the fact that you're gone so long? How does your kids deal with the fact that you're gone weeks at a time? And I'm like, it's just what we do. That's what we know. That's our normal. And it may sound weird to other people, but it doesn't sound weird to us because it's all we've known. When I started dating my wife, shooting the show. So she's only ever known me doing the show. We knew each other beforehand, but she's only ever been in a relationship with me while I've been on the show. So that's all we know. So next year, she's going to be like, why are you here? I don't know what to tell her. She'd be like, you should get a job. Yeah, I'm trying. There it is. What's your name? Yes.
Alice.
What's your question?
I can do it like this.
Try. Yes.
My question was, how does your friendship with Jared affect your performance as 17?
It helps.
It was longer.
I realized I have a leaky gun. All right. This is so fun. Okay, let me answer this question. Friendship with Jared has obviously made an immense impact on the show and the way that we portray these characters. I don't think without our connection as true friends and people who truly get along and understand each other, that there would be that much chemistry on screen. I think it is an incredible byproduct of our relationship. I also think it's a byproduct of Misha and I's friendship, and Spade and Benedict, all these people. That there's a true friendship there and a bond. Oh, okay.